What's up, guys? Double D Voices here, and welcome to my 100 follower Q&A session. Now, first of all, before we begin, I just wanted to say once again, thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for getting me to 100 followers on Instagram. Actually, now that I think about it, we're way past that. Last time I checked, we're now closer to 150 followers. But still, thank you guys once again for helping me reach an important milestone that has been almost 3 years in the making. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support that you've given me. And so, to repay you guys, I'm offering a Q&A session for you guys. I've opened the floor, you guys sent me questions, and I've got your answers. So, let's kick it off. Edifix asks, where did you discover that you wanted to be a VA? Also sending love and congrats. Well, thanks for that, Ed. I really do appreciate all your love and support that you've given me for what is about to be 3 whole years. So, thank you, my friend. I probably didn't realize that I wanted to be a voice actor until after I graduated high school. I mean, back in high school, I was a class clown. I performed in choir. I was singing in concerts. I was doing announcer work. So, one way or another, I was working the microphone in high school. And I didn't realize that I wanted to be a voice actor after I graduated, and I did voices for my coworkers at one of my first jobs over the radio doing SpongeBob and Family Guy voices. And some of my coworkers were like, you should do voiceover, you should do radio, you have the voice for it. I guess that was when I was like, you know what, let me give it a shot, and I did it as a hobby. So that was back in 2018, I believe. But it wasn't until 2020 when I really started to take it seriously. So if it wasn't for what happened then, I probably wouldn't be here now. It's been an interesting journey, and thanks once again for all your support. Clara Calistar asks, did you always want to be a voice actor when you were younger? I believe yes. I mean, I said earlier that I was a class clown and I performed with the microphone in high school, but I think my discovery for voiceover happened way before that when I was around 5 or 6 years old. I mean, we were all obsessed with the TV, watching cartoons, movies, playing video games, and all that stuff. So back when I was like 6 or 7, I had a tendency to repeat the voices that a certain character said on TV, and I tried my best to match the tone of the voice. And I did it so much to the point that my parents actually thought maybe we should send him to like a psych ward. He's far gone. But no, I didn't go to a funny farm. I'm perfectly sane-ish. But yeah, I think that's when I first discovered that I had an interest in voiceover. Like I said, just an interest, because I didn't really discover that this was what I wanted to do until much, much later. Snowdrop VA asks, how did your VA journey start? Well, like I mentioned before, I didn't really start doing voices until after I graduated high school as a hobby. But I don't think I really started my VO journey until 2020. Let's face it, that was a sucky year for all of us with the pandemic and everything that was going on. But it was definitely one of the worst years of my life, because at that time, I was going through probably my roughest mental collapse in a decade. And it was to the point that my life was hanging almost like a metaphorical coin flip. And if it went the other way, who knows what I would be doing now, if I was still here, that is. So I didn't really start my journey until fall of 2020. That's when I was starting to start up everything with my career and just getting myself out there. And I didn't really start the Instagram and YouTube accounts until 2021. But around 2020 was definitely when I started. And I've just been doing it one role at a time, one project at a time. Most of them fail, but some of them have succeeded. And I've been growing ever since. And here I am today. Kame Fighter ZVA asks, what are you aiming for your first role? I'm guessing this is more like official project roles, not like fan projects. Because that would be Invader Zim Top of the Line. That was my first role as Tallest Purple. It was a lot of fun. So I'm going to say that you are talking about official projects. I'm fine with whatever role they give me. It doesn't have to be the main character role. But if I have to lean towards specific voices to do, I would love to play like either that gruff and evil villainous voice, or maybe that dumbass that everybody loves, just that lovable goofball, or maybe that dark and broody kind of serious guy. Or maybe just push out of my comfort zone and just be a complete wacko. But honestly, like I said, I'm perfectly fine doing any voice as long as I'm given a part to voice in. But personally, those are the voices that I would love to do, like either the serious, evil, or just chaotic, or even just the wacky. You know, I'm perfectly fine doing whatever. QnA also asks, have you ever auditioned for a fan dub, or do people just ask you to join? I never really got to do one. Now, obviously, this is before I asked you to participate in one of my videos. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, it's kind of a mix of both, honestly, for the experience that I've been into. You know, I'm starting to break out of my shell recently and trying to like get more motivation to reach out. But I have seen auditions for fan dubs that other voice actors have done on Instagram. A lot of them don't go my way, which is fine, it happens. And sometimes I've also been asked to participate in fan dubs directly from the people themselves. So it's a mix of both, you know. That's the experience that I've seen. And I know you saw this firsthand, you know, I did reach out to you for your services. So, you know, you're starting to experience this firsthand, and hopefully you get some more fan dubs under your belt because they're actually really fun to do. QnA also asks, is singing more difficult than acting for you? Truth be told, it kind of is. I mean, I love to sing, even though I'm not the best at it, but it is a little harder than just plain acting because, first of all, I have a bass singing voice, which is relatively a low singing voice. Not a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination, but a lot of the songs that I know that I love to sing, they're not really tailored towards bass singing voices. So it's very hard for me to try to match the tones. I can do it, but it's just not going to sound as good as I would like. But, you know, I still enjoy it, even if it is pretty hard. It's a tough adjustment, but I love to do it anyway. Ziploc79 asks, do you like sports? If so, who's your favorite team? I don't think I've made my sports fandom that much of a secret. I am a big fan of anything Houston sports. So for baseball, it's the Astros. Football, it's the Texans and the Roughnecks. Basketball, it's the Rockets. And soccer, it's the Dynamo. I don't have a hockey team because I don't have a team in Houston to root for yet. And I refuse to root for the Dallas Stars, or any Dallas team for that matter. H-Town versus everyone, baby. Ziploc also asks, biggest inspiration? Again, this one is not much of a secret, but you guys already know that my biggest icon has to be Peter Cullen. And I was very fortunate and honored to have gotten the chance to meet him and the legendary Frank Welker at Fan Expo back in New Orleans earlier this month. You know, Frank Welker is great. You know, he was amazing, you know, a nice guy to talk to. But Peter Cullen, he was the GOAT, you know, he was my childhood inspiration. I actually told him that he's the reason why I followed in his footsteps to be a voice actor. He was just very warm, very nice, and, you know, I just thanked him for being my inspiration. You know what? Let me play the clip from me meeting him. You don't see video, you can only hear me and him talk. And also my brother, he was there with me. So, I'll show you guys my inspiration right now.
A great kid.
Hi there.
How are you?
Pretty good. We met in the photo op earlier. You probably don't remember us, but it's fine if you don't.
Mr. Cullen, it is a pleasure.
It's an honor to meet you.
To meet you.
My name is George. He is Patrick. We've been big fans of yours since.
More him than me.
Well, yeah, we were both growing up Transformers fans. He loved Megatron. I loved Optimus. It was kind of like polar opposites, you know, like you two are. And yeah, it is such.
Either or.
Yeah.
You're here.
Yeah, well, honestly.
I'm here.
Yeah, exactly.
To all are one.
Thank you, sir.
Oh,
So thank you so much for the childhood and also for inspiring me, because I actually wanted to be a voice actor just like you two, and hopefully one day I'll follow in your footsteps.
Keep doing it. Keep your heart in it.
Okay, I was
That's where
asking
it
his
is.
prime, but no, he does
Work
have
on it all the time. Read and record. Read and record.
Thank
Be
you.
honest with every word.
Thank you. I'll do my best,
Yeah,
sir.
has this been
I'll do
done
my
in
very
Let it
best.
come from in here.
Okay.
In the spark.
Talk to somebody
Yes. This is good.
that you love.
That's why he keeps a little marine.
Tell them what you feel. Imagine that person there like a child. You want to tell that child the truth and let it come out.
I will.
All right.
Thank you for that small bit of advice. I'll take it to heart. And once again, congratulations on your Lifetime Achievement Emmy. Once again.
Thank you.
Enjoy yourself, Mr. Cullen.
Go ahead.
Ziploc also asks, is there going to be another episode of Invader Zim? This one is going to need some context. Like I said before, I was the voice of Almighty Tallest Purple in the fan episode Invader Zim Top of the Line. I was very proud of it. I was very fortunate to have gotten the role and to meet so many people, some of which voice actors and artists alike that have remained with me and became my friends that I'm still grateful for. It's just been a lot of fun to work on that. Now, that being said, it's already been a year and a half since the episode came out. Are we making another one? It is where I have to unfortunately say that there are, right now, no plans to make another episode of Invader Zim, at least one that I don't know of. Everything kind of slowed down after the episode released, and a lot of artists went their separate ways, and some of them don't even make Invader Zim art anymore. You know, it happens. Also, I want to point out that I am not involved with the creative process for Top of the Line. I was not a writer, I was not a director, I was just a voice actor that they hired. Nothing more, nothing less. So, even if we were making another episode, I'm not the guy to ask. But I will say that I had such a blast with the Top of the Line crew, with Coda, with Ed, with Rhea, with all the other voice actors that I've met. I wish I've actually gotten to know a lot of them in a more personal level. And also the artists that have worked on this from start to finish, they're incredible. So, I will say that if that group ever decides to reform again and they make another episode and they need voiceover work, I'm down for whatever. You know, they know they can rely on me. I've gotten better since then. So they can always rely on me if they wanted me back. It doesn't have to be Tallest Purple, but they can bring me back for anyone. Now, again, right now there are no plans for another Invader Zim episode, but never say never. Anonymous asks, if you could choose one friend to go see, who would it be? That's tough. Because I have a lot of friends all around the world that I never thought I would actually have friends in any parts of the world, really. I mean, I know they stretch out from here in Houston with QnA Voices. I know he lives in the same city, albeit an hour apart from each other. I know there's Edifex in England as well as Airy Voices over there. I got Cole VA in Ireland. I got some friends over farther down in Europe. I know I got one in the Middle East. It's one in Japan. There's just so many friends that I've gotten so far. I just don't know who to pick. You know, I would love to meet them all. Anonymous asks, why do you call yourself cringe? Honestly, I know I call myself cringe a lot, and I kind of am. But honestly, I say it more as a way to keep myself humble because, you know, a lot of people out there have egos and they just keep them unchecked. For me, I kind of want to keep myself in check because I don't want to just keep growing and be like, ha ha ha, I'm a better voice actor than all of you. I really don't want that. So I just want to humble myself every time. So calling myself cringe is kind of a part of that. But there is a bit of truth to that as well. It's just more like keeping myself in control. I know what I am and I know I can get better. Anonymous asks, what's your goals as a voice actor? Well, honestly, the goals that I have are very nuanced. First and foremost, I just want to focus on entertaining the audience that I've built. You know, as long as you guys are enjoying the videos that I make, whether they're anime fan dubs or sci-fi videos or song covers or episodes of commentary or fan projects, as long as you guys are entertained, that's all that matters to me. That being said, hopefully one day I can make this pro and I can do actual projects like anime dubbing or video games or cartoons or movies. I'm pretty ambitious and I would like to one day work for companies like Disney, DreamWorks, Cartoon Network, Netflix, Crunchyroll, just whatever I can get. You know, I would love to do this full time and I would love to do big time roles. Don't know if that'll happen, but I'm gonna try my best to get there. Anonymous asks, why did you call yourself Double D Voices? I mean, it's kind of nuanced, you know, it's not a complicated process. First of all, the voices part, well, believe it or not, I'm actually a voice actor. I know, shocking revelation. But honestly, the Double D part, that was actually a childhood nickname that I've gotten because the first letters of both my first name and last name start with the letter D. So I've been called Double D my entire life. And before anybody asks, yes, I did borrow the nickname from Double D from Ed, Edd, and Eddy. So yeah, if you guys want to make that comparison, go right ahead. So yeah, Double D because it's a childhood nickname, and Voices because, well, I'm a voice actor. So there you go. Anonymous asks, you're always negative when it comes to relationships. Who hurt you, bro? Next question. Anonymous asks, will you be my boyfriend? Oh man, that's a good joke. That is a good joke. Like, can you guys imagine me being a boyfriend for anybody? That is the biggest joke I have ever heard. Man, you made me laugh. And I know you're not serious, but no, I am not gonna be your boyfriend. I would make a horrible boyfriend anyway. And love is bullshit. I have not made this a secret. Love is bullshit. So, thank you, but no thank you. Kryptonian Cole VA asks, any voice acting advice? Well, I didn't really see myself giving advice, but, you know, for anybody that's starting out for voiceover, I should give you guys these tips that I learned later on. When you're recording, try to keep some water on you because that will be like your best friend because it will keep you hydrated and it will keep your pipes from not drying up. And after every session, reward yourself with a hot beverage, usually like a tea or a coffee. I personally prefer coffee, but you know, just something to soothe your throat, especially if you've been shouting a lot. That will definitely help if you've been shouting. Another bit of advice is to really practice the voice that you're doing. Anybody can just go in front of a microphone and just read the lines that's on a script. Anybody can do that. The real challenge, however, it may seem very simple on paper, but when you actually try to get into it, it's harder than it looks, trust me. The challenge is to give the voice an actual meaning. Like, what is the character supposed to sound like? What's its purpose? What's its meaning? You can't just say lines and call it a day. Really give emphasis and depth and character to that voice. And finally, just keep recording. I mean, that's what I'm doing always, all the time. I'm just constantly recording stuff, always making videos, just constantly in a flux of motion. But again, my advice should be taken with a grain of salt. I'm not the best at advice, but if I were to give anybody who's wanting to do voiceover or anybody who's doing voiceover for a while some additional advice, that would probably be it. He also asks, what does Cody think about Akamaru? I don't know. Let's find out. So, what do you think? Is this who you think of you? What do you think? What do you think of Akamaru and the other one, Nakamaru? What do you think? Okay, what about this dog right here? What about this one? You like Ein? You like him? Okay, what about that fluffy guy? You like him? Personally, I like this anime dog. What do you think? Oh, you like him? You like Pachita? You know, I'm really enjoying watching anime with you, you know? Getting to meet all these other... Oh my goodness. Maybe not that dog. Maybe not... You know what, Cody? Well, let's go for a walk. You know what? Let's go for a walk. Come on. Let's go, Cody. Let's go. Kaneki Voices asks, have you ever thought about doing Korean voice acting? That has not really crossed my mind before. I mean, honestly, the only foreign language that I know is Spanish. So I don't know any other foreign languages like Korean or Japanese or any like that. But I know some of my friends have done that. I don't know if they're really fluent, but probably not. But if I learn the language and just give me some time, maybe. You never know what I can probably whip up. It's probably not likely now, but maybe in the future. You never know. He also adds, why is your chicken so scrumptious looking? For context, he asked this question while this was the background image. And honestly, to answer that question, it just comes to routine that I've done as a cook. I mean, aside from being a pretty cringe-tastic voice actor, I'm a pretty decent cook. So, I can cook anything like the chicken. It takes a while, but once you get a hang of it, anything you cook comes out scrumdiddlyumptious. And if you don't believe me, come on down to my crib. I'll whip you guys up a plate. Sonic Go Tap Series 23 asks, how are you doing, and do you have any new fan dubs or voiceover videos in mind? First answer, I'm doing well, man. Hope you're doing fine as well. Second answer, I'm always having ideas in my mind. You never know what I come up with. But I can tell you right off the bat, I already have some Transformers fan dubs planned, which I will be making all throughout the year of 2024 because it is to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Transformers franchise. I already have 4 fan dubs in the works. G1, Beast Wars, Beast Machines, and Robots in Disguise 01. So stay tuned for all of those videos and so many more coming soon. Anonymous asks, what would you be doing if you weren't a voice actor? Honestly, I probably wouldn't do anything. I pretty much have a dead-end job. I have no ambitions, no goals. I haven't gone to college. I'm too broke for college anyway. So I don't know what I would be doing. I would probably just be working a dead-end job for the rest of my life until the day I die. That's just the harsh reality. I'm just not one who has ambition, except when it comes to voiceover. This is all I got. So I don't know what I would be doing if I didn't do voiceover, but who knows? Anonymous asks, dream roles / series / franchises? Believe it or not, I have 2 dream franchises that I would love to be a part of. One is a voiceover, and one, believe it or not, live action acting. The voiceover dream role I would love to voice in the Transformers franchise. That has been my childhood for as long as I can remember, and I would love to voice anybody in the franchise. But I would also love to voice Optimus Prime because he was my hero, and of course, to follow in the footsteps of the great Peter Cullen. Albeit, I will do my own way, and I will do it respectfully, just like the other voice actors who have played Optimus Prime. But any role in Transformers, I would happily take. And the live-action dream role? This may seem unorthodox to a lot of people, but I would love to be a part of the Doctor Who franchise. And not as a voice, not as a monster, not as a companion, not as an extra, but I would love to play the Doctor. Now hold up, I know what you guys are thinking. Double D, you're not British, you can't play the Doctor. Well, neither was Sylvester McCoy, David Tennant, Peter Capaldi, or Ncuti Gatwa. Oh, but you're Latino, you can't play the Doctor. May I remind you who the current Doctor is? If a black Doctor can exist, so can a Latino Doctor. Oh, but you have an American accent. You're telling me that a character that can change everything about him, his gender, his skin color, his age, his weight, his body type, cannot change his vocal cords? And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't there an American master, the enemy of the Doctor?
I always dress for the occasion.
I mean, if you want me to do it with the British accent, I'll do it, but you guys probably won't like that. But think about it. A Latino-American Doctor would be pretty darn cool. I mean, just imagine this. It's time for Gatwa to regenerate. And in comes me! Of course, I'd be dazed and confused with the regeneration amnesia. And then I'll initiate my running gag for my time as a Doctor. My voice. I'll probably say something like, I'm the Doctor. Wait a minute. Is that my voice? Come on, that cannot be funny. So screw you guys, I'm gonna be the Doctor one day. Mostly because it seems like a very fun role to do, and I can use my star status in the BBC to pull some strings and hook up my boy Edifix with a job. I got you, buddy, don't worry. Oh, and just imagine this scenario for my Doctor. Imagine if there's a Spanish guitar playing in the background, and the Doctor speaks in full, fluent Spanish, accent and all. Buenas tardes, yo soy el doctor. And I think this one's gonna be the last one of the video. Face reveal when? Trust me guys, you really do not, and I mean this sincerely, do not want to know what I look like. There's a reason why I censor my face in every live action video that you've seen me so far, and why I keep blurring my face everywhere. because I'm just too fucking ugly. So trust me, guys, a face reveal is never going to happen. And it's for your sake and mine too. And that's about it. That's it for the Q&A session. Thank you guys once again for participating, for everybody who has asked the question. Some of you have wanted to be anonymous, so I respect your decisions. This has been a lot of fun, and maybe I'll do another one in the future. Until then, thanks again for 100 followers on Instagram. Let's try to keep growing as much as we can. I'll see you guys next time. Double E Voices out.